We are conditioned to treat the fear of failure as our primary roadblock. From a young age, we are taught to build resilience against rejection, disappointment, and loss. This focus relies on a specific promise that if you can finally defeat the fear of failure, the success on the other side will provide a permanent sense of freedom. But for those who actually reach the top, success often looks less like freedom and more like a different, more complex kind of confinement. It raises the possibility that the most paralyzing fear in your life doesn't actually arrive until after you get exactly what you wanted. When we misidentify our greatest threat, we spend our energy fighting the wrong battles, leaving us unprepared for the specific psychological traps that success sets. Before you reach your goal, your mind is occupied by a single objective: can I make it? But the moment you succeed, that objective shifts toward a much more heavy, defensive question: can I stay here? Your focus moves from taking new ground to holding the territory you've already won. You transition from an offensive strategy of growth to a defensive strategy of protection. Instead of proving yourself to the world, you begin a battle with your own internal expectations. You start to wonder if you can ever repeat that performance, or if your success was simply a matter of luck. This is why people who rise to the top quickly often struggle to maintain their position. A sudden achievement places a massive weight of responsibility on a person before they have had the years required to build the emotional strength to carry it. Failing while you're still climbing is expected. You just stand up and try again. But a failure after you've become successful feels like a devastating fall from the top of a mountain. The climb back up is often much harder than the first descent. For many, the heaviest burden isn't the work required to reach the top, it's the mental toll of trying to stay there. There is a different version of this fear that stops people before they even start. They look at the climb and decide to stay exactly where they are. This lack of movement is rarely caused by a lack of talent or intelligence. These are people with immense potential who choose to remain stationary. They are driven by loss aversion. In this model, the brain values a small, guaranteed comfort, like a stable routine or a familiar job, much more than a massive but unproven future potential. This fear often wears the mask of patience. It sounds like waiting for the perfect opportunity or getting fully prepared, when in reality, it is a refusal to trade certainty for uncertainty. The person struggling at the summit and the person refusing to leave the base camp are reacting to the exact same impulse. Whether you are guarding a future you've already won or a present you haven't yet risked, the motivation is the same: the protection of what you already have. Because by gripping your current status too tightly, you ensure that you can never grow into something much greater. The right time to act isn't a set of external circumstances that you eventually find. It is a state that you have to create through action. Every opportunity comes with an expiration date. This curve shows how the viability of a chance drops the longer you hesitate. As you wait, your internal doubts grow. This compounding doubt accelerates the decay of the opportunity until the window of possibility finally closes. When you delay a decision to protect your comfort, you aren't just pausing. You are allowing the circumstances that made success possible to drift away, leaving the chance to act behind you. If you let that window close, you are left to live with regret, the permanent companion of those who were too afraid of losing what they had to pursue what they could become. Time is not something that happens to you from the outside. It is an internal resource. If you act while the window is open, you own the moment. Waiting for tomorrow means that tomorrow may never belong to you. The only way to manage the weight of success is to stop protecting your current comfort and start acting today.